Okay, it says there are many times when we need to predict how often a certain outcome should happen. If the action is repeated multiple times, we can use the knowledge of standard probability to make predictions like this. Your keywords are predict and expect. If those words, you need a proportion. If those words are not in your problem, you might not need a proportion. So you're going to have to decide as we go. So it says if you roll a single die, a number cube, 78 times, how many times would you expect to roll the number 5? So keyword is expect. First, you're going to come up with the proportion or the probability. Probability of rolling a 5 is 1 out of 5. Oops, sorry, 1 out of 6. Sorry, there's 6 numbers. There is 1 5 out of 6 numbers we could get. That probability is going to be used in a proportion down here to find out how many times it would happen if we did it 78 times. You're going to solve this proportion to find out how many times it's going to happen. So when I solve my proportion, and hit pause if you haven't finished, when I solve my proportion, I get 13. So I am predicting that if we roll the dice 78 times, 13 of those will be the number 5. It's like telling the future. Hang on, I'm having trouble getting to the second page. Okay, so number 2 says, if you spin this spinner 144 times, predict, keyword, how many times you would expect to spin an A or a C. So first you need to find the probability of an A or a C. So on your spinner, all the A's and all the C's, I count 8. Out of how many total do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 8 out of 12. Now I can simplify that by 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 12 divided by 4 is 3. So using that probability, I can use 2/3 equals X over 144. If you didn't simplify, 8/12 equals x over 144 is also acceptable. Make sure your answer is 96 when you solve that proportion. Now, number 1 says Jason has a bag of chips with 12 small bags, 2 Flamin' Hot Cheetos, 3 Takis, 4 jalapeno Cheetos, and 3 Flaming Hot Doritos. If he randomly selects a bag of chips and replaces it 72 times, what is the probability he will draw a bag of Takis each time? Now, this is different than predicting. In fact, it doesn't make sense at all. Don't do number 1. Number 2 says, oh my gosh. Okay, we're just going to have to do number 1, even though it's not written quite right. So what we want to know is how many times will he draw a bag of Takis. So if we have 12 bags and 3 of them are Takis, and we're going to do it 72 times, he will draw Takis blank times. Number 2 says Santiago has a bag with colored 13 colored tiles, 5 purple, 3 green, and 7 orange. That's 15 tiles. All right, we're going to change the 13 to 15. He is going to randomly draw a tile 52 times. What is the probability he will draw a green tile each time? We're going to change that, and our answer is going to be about he will draw a green tile blank times. And we're going to find that out. We're going to have the probability of drawing a green, which is 3 out of 15. And we're going to do it 52 times. That's what you are going to solve. 3 times 52 is 156. Then you're going to divide both sides by 15. So you end up with 10.4, which doesn't completely make sense. You could choose 10 times. You could round so it makes a little more sense. That would probably be better. But the idea is that you should be doing a proportion. Oh my. For whatever reason, this just gives me a hard time when it's time to change pages. A bag has 15 brown balls and 25 orange balls. Predict, so that means proportion, how many times you expect to pick a brown ball from the bag if you choose a ball 160 times. So you need probability of brown ball. Equals x over 160. How many brown balls are there? 15 out of how many total? 40. And then you're going to solve. Number 2 says a computer is used to randomly select a number between 1 and 25. The computer randomly selects a number 300 times. Predict how many times the number will be a multiple of 3. So you need to list out the numbers 1 through 25. Now you need to circle all the numbers that are multiples of 3. Multiple means it's you multiply 3 to get it. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So the probability of a multiple of 3 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 over 25. And you are going to do this 300 times.